Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we will be taking a look at a brand new MOC that I've made. In the past few videos and live streams, you've probably seen this in the background. Example is my Cadillac video. This was in the background of that. So today we will be taking an in-depth look at this building, and in the past I've briefly gone over it. I've kind of given you a rundown of the basic elements of it, but today I'll really be getting into it and showing you all the little details that I've added to this. So let's get started. So what I'm going to start by doing is giving you guys a look at the ground floor. So this is the street level, and this is where you have the entrance to the condos and a grocery store. So the name of the building itself is Summer Street Heights. That is the condo section, which is entered through this door right here. The door is a little bit hard to open because it's so embedded into the building, but once you get it open, you're able to walk in there. You got some steps leading up to that. You've also got these two street lamps out front and an overhang just to provide some cover during the bad weather. So moving down the sidewalk, I've got some minifigures placed out there. A mother with her child and a shopper who's just left the grocery store. He's got a bottle of wine and some groceries in a bag. Along the exterior of the grocery store, I have some of these tiles right here just for some little detailing. I mainly put those there because they kind of have that modern contemporary feel to them, and that's what I was going for when I put this building together. Moving down the sidewalk and down the side of the grocery store, I do have some windows, and there's one door right here. I have a fire hydrant at the corner, some signage out front of the grocery store, and then on this side I've got a sliding door just as a different entrance and exit. The name of the grocery store itself is Beachside Grocery. Just a fun little name that I decided to give to it. So that's it for the exterior of the ground floor. Now we're going to move on to the interior of it. After removing the upper floors, we can now get a good look at the interior of the grocery store and the entrance to the condo buildings. So I'm just going to carefully pan up, and we get a look at this grocery store. And you can see it's very tight and compact. There's not much room in there for minifigures to move around. But I wanted to have all the elements of a grocery store, but in a very small space. So I'll take you around. So when you come in, you are first greeted by the deli slash meat department. So I've got some meats like bacon and steaks and chicken and turkey, just in a little bin, little cooler, freezer type setup. Along this side, you got miscellaneous products. It's hard to see in this lighting, but there is a wine rack back there. I can probably take that out. Looks like only the top section came off, but you can kind of get an idea of how it's put together. So there's just a bunch of wine bottles stacked up on that shelf. Along that side, you have a small fish area. I've got some sushi, some fish hanging on a rack. And then over here is the freezer section. So not much going on there, just two very large freezers. It's hard to open the doors due to there being a shelf there. But once you move that away, you can get a look at what's in there. So I've got some ice creams and dairy products like milk. I've also got frozen food, basically anything you're going to find in one of these sections. So you can open the doors. This one's a little bit hard to open because you do have that in the way, but it's not that big of a deal. Moving down, we have the smallest produce section in the world. So I've just got some bins with apples, cherries, and carrots in them. And then over here, that's the cashier, the checkout area, just the smallest thing that I could really put together, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, especially for its size. And that rack, that shelf that I took out, just has a bunch of miscellaneous products on it. Sodas, stuff like that, bottles of food, cans, canned vegetables, all that kind of stuff. So that's just what's sitting on there, and it fits right back into place. So, and then moving down, we have the entrance to the condo buildings. I decided to do a nice pattern for the flooring. Then you have those mailboxes, PO boxes up on the wall right there. This is the landing for the elevator. I'll show you more about that as we go up. So that's it for the first floor. Let's move on to the other floors. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time going over the next few floors because as of now, none of them have furnishings in them. All they have is a wall for the elevator shaft. But other than that, there's nothing going on inside these floors except for some minifigures that I've actually placed inside. But I will give you a rundown of what's on the exterior. So the first and third floors are mirror copies of one another. The second floor is kind of like a mirrored image of these floors, so the balconies alternate going up. So for each floor there are 2 balconies, one on either side. So I'll take you around to the other side to give you a look at that. You can see that there's nothing on this back wall here. This is kind of like the camera unfriendly side of it. But you can see that each balcony has an overhang where some vines and leaves are growing on top of it, which just provides some extra detail. And I think it looks pretty nice. Again, I was going for a modern contemporary design here, and I think I accomplished that quite well. And then on this side, it's again a very simple design with large windows, and I just added these gray tiles just to add some more detail, and I think it looks good. And then from this side you can actually see the elevator shaft, and I'll eventually get to that in a minute. But now let's take a look at the roof. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at everything else, we can finally move on to the roof. So along the sides of the roof, I incorporated that gray trim that was featured on the grocery store, but this time it's going along the outsides of the roof. And up here is a rooftop pool and tanning deck. So there's a small poolside chair right there with an umbrella, and just a very simple pool with some light sky blue clear pieces right there, just to give the effect of water. Right here is the roof access, and up in this section right here is where the elevator shaft is located, and this is the whole mechanism. It's just a very simple winch system that I will get to in a minute. Along this side is some detailing for ventilation and central air conditioning units. Going along the sides of the roof again, you have this glass railing right here just to keep people from falling off when they're at the pool. Moving along to this side, you can see that nothing really is going on here, but right here is a removable wall and roof, so I will take that off just to give you a better look at what's on the inside of that. So that should not have come off, but it did, because sometimes these parts don't want to stay together. So right here is the elevator shaft. You can actually see the elevator. On the other side you have a minifigure that's actually in there. I'll move around to that side to give you a look at that. If I open up this door, you can just see him sitting right there in the elevator. Kind of cramped, but it is what it is. That's the smallest I could really have it, the largest I could have it. So moving back along over to this side, this is where the elevator shaft is. Up here, I'm gonna just move this little air conditioning ventilation unit, and that will activate the winch that's inside. and it will allow me to actually move the elevator between the floors. So right now it's going down to the 3rd floor, and you can just get somewhat of a view of that. It's kind of dark, so you can't really see it, but the string is long enough that it'll go all the way down to the 1st floor, and that will allow me to move minifigures from the lobby up to their respective floors and eventually up to the roof. I think that was a good little mechanism that I added in here, so I'm glad that I did that. So that's going to conclude this video. I'm sorry about the quality, or like the visual quality of this video. I don't have the best lighting setup, and you know, I'm sorry about the shaky cam as well. Again, I'm just recording this on my phone, so I really don't have the best equipment set up for this. But anyway, that's going to conclude the video. Tune in next time to see tutorials for the Crown Victoria and that Polaris ATV. So that's going to happen next. After that, I will be doing a video that's going to go over my EMS division and later on my EMS station. So if you want to watch those right when they come out, don't forget to turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.